Well, greeting, everyone. We are so happy to be here today, and I'm excited that my niece and nephew is with me today. Um, Elder Wanda was not able to be here this morning, and we definitely miss her. But I just want to say greetings. My name is Leslie Montgomery. You are tuned into LKM Kingdom Living, Leslie's Lessons Learned. Yay! And today we'll be talking about introverts and extroverts. Let's get started. Yeah, that sounded like it didn't want to get started. Sound like it's a little old. You know how something old and you gotta oil it up. That's kind of what it sounds.
Uh-oh, thingy glitch. Is it us or her?
Well, anyone that Miss Doreen or listen. Anyone that's here, we want to say thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate it so much that you're here. And as we get started today, I just want to say that if you've never tuned into LKM Kingdom Living Leslie's Lessons Learned before, and this is your first time, we're really excited about having you. There's two things I want to talk about. One, just to say that we're here. Oh, I forgot my mirror. Won't be doing it today. Not running to get it. Um, that we're here every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you are uh, catching us at a different time, you can always catch us here on the replays every week. We talk about faith, we talk about personal relationships, we talk about growth, we talk about purpose. And one of my things is that you understand that your purpose lines you up with your destiny, and that each and every one of us have a purpose. We're born with a purpose, and not only are we born with a purpose, we have a destiny. He didn't just put us here and say, here's your purpose, go on. No, he had a plan that needed to be done. And so, as we go about today, just talking about a few things, I'm going to be listening. This is going to be an interesting conversation, and I'm going to be listening. And last week, when we were on, we were still talking of it. Well, this is still highlighting the Pastor Jackie, how are you? Self care
Cation.
staycation. I still want to put that stay there. Self care stay up. Oh, there it goes, right there. Self care
Cation.
cation,
Station.
Mm-hmm.
and the marriage ministry, but it is also opened up to singles, and singles have been attending for the last few years and have been blessed. So I'm going to let them talk about that, and then I'm going to let them have their way with this conversation, which is an interesting conversation with these two right here. And so, Tiff and Rick, welcome, welcome, welcome. Just greet the audience and tell them before you get started some of the things you guys already do.
Okay. I'm Rick,
And I'm Tiff. And
and
we're
we're
Team
Team
Childs.
Childs. So one of the things we do, we're not a singing group, but we have an intro that is normal for us. So anyone that knows us or has come across our path will get and receive that. That's something that identifies who we are together, but we're totally different. And in order for us to come together, Elohim gave us a charge for serving. And we serve in so many different capacities in so many different areas. So that's why when you meet us, you'll find that the common denominator is our differences that give us energy or that gives others energy. That's one of the things that people will say that when they do meet us or come across our path is that y'all have this energy. And sometimes it's a positive energy and sometimes it's a negative energy, but it's an energy. And we're not perfect, never will be, and no one is, but we're able to come together because we understand who we are, not only individually, but who we are together. So that's why we talk about introvert and extrovert, and that's a passion for me because it started out for me to be able to become the best version of who Elohim has created me to be. And the only way I can do that is to understand who I am on a natural basis. And for us, so anytime I speak about or talk about, and let me just say this, I don't have a program, I don't do a class, I don't do any of these things. I'm not a pastor, a preacher, or a prophet. I'm just a man who wanted to elevate who I am, to become again the best version of who he has created me to be, and for me to understand why I'm here. And if I lean on my default settings, which is to be an introvert, I wouldn't be doing this right now. None of the stuff that we're doing now for years would not happen because I would be comfortable in my shell. That's funny when I say shell because when we talk about temperaments, animals are a part of it. When we talk about what's inside of us and what comes out of us is based on our natural, what Elohim has put in us, what He has created us, and what we've been born to do. Um, so you asked what we do. So we have a self-carecation, which is we'll say a relationship experience. Um, it's different because we're different and we do different. So that's one thing.
What's the name? I
We
mean,
have
what's the theme this year?
so the theme is the power of us. And that's powerful in itself because we're firm believers that there there's positives and negatives, but those positives and negatives, when they come together, give you power. If you only rely on the positives of life or the positives that you go through, then you're not really listening. You're not really paying attention to one, what's going on around you, and then also who you are, because you have to learn from these things. So, just for the self carecation, the power of us is about being real. It's about talking about the positives and the negatives that we all go through, not coming together and saying, hey, you know, everything is good, everything is great, everything is fine. Some days it's not. So self carecation allows us to come to unwind. It allows us to come to hear, experience wisdom, and then also have fun. If you've ever been around Team Childs, it's about faith, it's about fun, it's about food. If you didn't know us, then those things connect anyone that crosses our path. So that's one thing. We have it's called No Nuts. And everything that I talk about, whether it's a product or a service, it's not. Maybe in other people's eyes, but it's our testimony. And I can again guarantee you everything we speak on or talk about or do has a testimony, has a story, has a positive and a negative. A lot of it is positives and negatives that said, hey, this needs to be shared with others, just for yourself. Because I'm a firm believer that when Elohim blesses you, you're not supposed to be quiet with it. So like I say, it's just so many different things we can talk about, but that's just two of the things. And then um, we just purchased a farm, so that's another entity that I'm gonna tell you right now, it wasn't on our radar. And I say that because the way everything happened, it was like a flash. And but what I can say, everything that we asked for, it we received it. But let me say this: blessings are not always easy. Blessings are not always on the easy button. There's going to be work. There's going to be things that you may not know or you may encounter. So that's why it's so important to understand who you are inside and who you're dealing with inside, to understand those individuals that's in your circle, whether you're introvert, extrovert. And I'll say this: when you hear me talk about introvert and extrovert, some people know, some people don't know. The basic way that I can tell you if somebody came to this earth that didn't know anything, and they said, "Well, what's an introvert and an extrovert?" The easiest way I could tell them, an introvert thinks before they speak. An extrovert speaks before they think.
I'm an extrovert, I guess.
And then so I'm gonna shout out to my spiritual psychologist, Dr. Johnson, uh, who says that there's no good or bad, and there isn't.
Right.
It's just a difference in understanding what those differences are. Now, you can make it a bad thing, or you can make it a good thing. It's all up to how you want to present it or how you want to receive it.
We just don't know the real story. We
Right.
don't know the whole story.
Story, right? Exactly.
We don't know the
You,
whole story.
you don't know why a person does or says or who they are in the background unless they share it. So
Right.
for Tiff and I'm an introvert, she's an extrovert. Now they can be different degrees or levels. Yes. Oh, you forgot the spoon. See, these are tools that we had to come up with or bring into in order for us to communicate because of our differences.
Let me just greet hey Georgina, Jim, and Alfreda. Thank you so much for being here. Anybody else that's here, I just wanted to take a moment and greet you and say, hit that like sign, share and subscribe. Somebody else will need to know or hear this conversation that one is an introvert, one's an extrovert, and how they work together. Okay.
So whoever has the spoon has the floor.
So yes. Now, I don't know if you ever seen them before, but they do have a method that they use, and the method is well, the spoon, and so they use the spoon when it's somebody else's turn because the other person won't give the other person time to share, or the other person wants to butt in when the other person is talking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the
It's no
spoons
secret.
helps them work this
It's
way.
no secret. Absolutely. Absolutely. But we got this from um, one of our cousins. We were kind of talking or whatever, and he saw that I kept jumping in. He was like, give Rick the floor, let him talk, you know." So he had a chance to visit um, Africa, and he told me what it's called. I'm sorry because I don't remember, but this is like a real thing. But it's kind of called a talking stick. I want to say that's what he said. And whoever has the stick, they basically can talk on the floor. But Rick made a comment just now and said you're either or, and I wanted to I'm gonna say correct him. I don't
Mhm.
know if that's the right thing to say, but
Mhm.
we all
You
are
want to enhance
enhanced.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that.
or
So,
add to.
yes. So, so everyone has introvert and extrovert tendencies within
Right.
themselves.
Yes.
It's just we normally flow or move in the dominant one.
Mhm.
So, I am extreme extrovert. I wake up in the morning on 1,000 and just like, good morning, like just opening the curtains and all of the things, right? So that's me, where Rick is totally opposite, where he is more of the quiet one, right? But I believe with the introvert extrovert thing, that can be, um, you can work on it where you can be in control of whichever space you want to flow in. So what I notice now that I'm older, I find myself, even though I'm on 1,000 on most of the times, um, I find myself really enjoying solitude. And I think as as I grew in my relationship with Elohim, um, that kind of helps to even it out for me per se. I'm still a work in progress, right? Um, but I did want to jump in and say, like, we all can be
Have a
introvert, extrovert.
right.
Yes.
It's a
You aren't
balance.
just right. You aren't just one.
Right.
So I just wanted to put that on the table.
Okay. So
I'm I'm still holding. So you can't say anything. You can't
Oh,
say
Lord.
nothing because it's in my hand. I, say no. Go ahead.
So y'all just saw a demonstration of
A
a
demo.
extrovert at the extreme. And Tiff is so right, and I'm glad that she clarified that there's not one or the other. We do have it in us. All of us have the introvert and extrovert, but it goes to four temperaments. And like I said again, I don't do a program, I don't do anything like that, so I have to read notes. So I'm gonna tell you, there's four basic temperaments. It's a cleric, melancholy, phlegmatic, and sanguine. The sanguine. So,
Sing.
so those are the four, I guess you would say, scientific terms, and you can, go in and check on that yourself and see. But I look at it from a basic, simple, and plain. That's all. That's how I look at everything. That's how I teach things or show people things from a basic and simple, plain way of understanding it. So,
And I do want to also.
but you
So,
don't have this.
oh,
So,
can I add a
so
story?
see how that worked, because because the thing is, for an introvert, and I'm gonna be serious, for an introvert, when we're flowing, we're thinking. We call it downloading. And what happens is we're putting our words together. And when someone jumps in, it's almost like you're walking in line and you got like three people in front of you, and you're trying to get to where you're supposed to get to, and then somebody jumps in front of you. And you get that feeling like, oh no, did they do that? Uh-uh. They didn't. Oh yeah. So that's that feeling, because I'm in the flow. And again, I'm glad this is recorded, because anytime I speak, I cannot tell you what I said, because Elohim is using me.
Right. Right.
I'm telling you, I may have bullet points, but he's using me, and I'm just saying what is inside of me. So for us, that's where the extremes are. But we are
So,
introverted and extroverted together.
hey, Brother Ben. Hey, Ashley. One of the things that I find is that they always want to come in and help to, because what their point is better than yours, or you're not saying it right.
All right. Yes.
And they need to come in. They want to come in and
Hmm.
smooth it out, or rearrange what you're saying, and sometimes that can be annoying as well.
Yeah. And it can become a problem if you don't understand it and recognize it, because the old Rick, because like I said, I've been in a position of elevating, because right now we're in the 1212 community. That's what we're doing. We're elevating. But Tiff and I have been working on elevating not only individually, but also our marriage together. And even Team Childs in itself is a part of that, positive and negative.
Right.
I'm not going to share too much on it, because that's what we're speaking on at the self-carecation. So plug. If y'all want to know why we're called Team Childs, come to self-carecation. All right, so I'm back in Rick mode. So for us, one of the things was that earlier on, when Tiff would do that, I might be telling a story. When I get to a place where I would tell something that happened to me, and Tiff would jump in and try to tell my story. So what in the past, what I would do is, if we didn't have this spoon, I would just sit back and wouldn't say anything.
Shut down.
I would shut down,
Mhm.
but I wouldn't forget. See, I'm pretty sure some introverts will understand this. We will shut down, but we don't forget. What'll happen is we'll shut down and we'll shut down and we'll shut down until we do become extroverted. But when we become extroverted, it's not a positive, it's a negative. And I equate it to, you pull out that double barrel shotgun, and then everything and anything that you have stored, those instances where you got stepped on or something was said to you that,
That's not healthy.
yeah, but then it's not healthy. But that's why I'm a better person for that, because I understand that. So now, and I have to shout out, to our business coach that taught us a lot of things about temperament. We had some things that we learned prior to, but also moving forward, and then now we're taking it to another level. and everything
Bringing
that
it
you
all
see us
together.
do. Exactly, all of it. And not only one of the things that really ties everything that we do together, but also for me as a man, is that it has to start spiritually.
Right.
Everything else, and a lot of people probably do this, either starts physically or starts mentally. But for me, to when it really became full circle, was it had to be spiritual. And spirit, when I mean spiritual, you have to have a meaning and a purpose. What is my meaning and purpose for sitting here right now? I could have got up this morning, fed the alpacas, walked the dog, figured out what I wanted to do today. But I have a meaning and a purpose. And when I understand that, that's what brings the physical and the mental together. That's what allows us to continue to do the things that we do, because spiritually, it's aligning us. It's keeping it, it's the glue that keeps us together. What is the reason why we get up, or why we're invited, again, Dr. Johnson, why we're invited into this day, because our work isn't finished.
Right.
But are we doing our work? And I have to say, in Moses was born in a different situation. Moses didn't really know who he was. But then when Elohim came to him and said, look, I needed to do this, 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 and that. What did Moses say? That's not me. I can't do that. I'm not an eloquent speaker. But this is what happened for me. And I'm not equating myself to Moses, but understanding that in order for me, as a leader of my circle, my family, I have to be able to not only think what I want to speak, but speak what I'm thinking. So a lot of people may go around and don't understand truly who they are. You know, if I listen to what people said when I was younger, that I was quiet, that I was shy, that I was this and that, then I would continue to live that way. But at some point in time, Elohim came to me and said, look, if you want to be who I've created you to be, this is what you need to do. So the beauty of it is, and I don't understand why he did it to me, I have all four temperaments in me, and I can navigate through them.
We all have all four.
No. See, this is where the extrovert gets in their feelings. I'm not talking about us in general. I'm talking about me. I know this because I've been in different situations. I've been in different classes. I've been in front of different people that said, in different tools that say, you have all four temperaments that you can navigate in. It doesn't mean that everybody else doesn't have them. It just means that I can navigate through them. And I'm showing you right now, because I'm doing it right now. If I was introverted, she'd be doing the talking right now. But she's the
You're trying.
extrovert.
You're
Right.
trying.
She's still talking though, but I have
right. Well, no, I just handed
You just got it. You just
I
got
just
it. Let him
handed it to
finish.
her.
You got to finish.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I just wanted to share.
So
something.
wait, you finished, Rick?
no, I wasn't. I
Okay,
wasn't.
But he
okay.
handed it to me.
No. He handed it to you.
Because
Let him
one
complete
I'm
what
gonna
he's
say
saying.
the biggest component for a introvert, and it's again, this is basic. We just want peace. And when I say we want peace,
Yeah.
that means that we don't want no problems if we can avoid it. We want things nice and calm, nice and quiet, not on 1,000. You know, sometimes that's good, but there's other days that you just want peace. Plain and simple. Just peace.
And
So when I handed her the spoon, I wanted peace.
I have this.
Go ahead, my love.
So again, just like the introvert extrovert, we all have that. And yes, with the four temperaments, we have that as well. But we have dominancy over the all four. Now, what I do want to say is Rick has accomplished being able to move between the four. So I heard that you were just two. So that's why I wanted to speak and say. But we all have the four.
Right, but the
He
four,
did say he can dominate. I mean, he can work between the four.
and when we say the four, two of them are introverted, two of them are extroverted. And it just all depends on, and that's why I said there's so many shows we could do on this when you start really breaking it down.
No, it's
but
not
we're
a lot of
not,
shows.
because it's not. It is seriously. This shows you why or it shows you who is more deeper into it based on just the response. And I'm being honest with you because again, as the leader of this family, this circle, I have to understand that. And if I don't, it can either be a detriment or it can be something that will become beautiful in how we flow. But it starts with me. It has to start with me. I didn't create that. Elohim created that. And understanding that when I say these things about who I am, it's not saying who she isn't. All it's saying is that I understand the assignment. And the assignment requires me to be extroverted when I need to be extroverted, and then to be introverted. And then I know a number of extroverts who, you may see them on the outside all over the place talking and doing, and they can speak, but they still have to have a downtime. And their downtime is when they become introverted. I've had a number of them tell me when I had this discussion, it was like, yeah, man, I get quiet. Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not really extroverted, but you're speaking, you're doing these extroverted things, but you still need to go back in and regain your peace, re-energize. That's really what it comes down to. Because even for me to do this takes work. And because it takes work, I still have to have a point and a place where I need that peace. And one of the things that I've learned, and she may not agree with it, my flamingo queen here may not agree with it, is that our timing. A lot of times, it's about timing. And I may be in a situation where I'm not really talkative, or I really don't want to think about something. And she'll hit me with something that she requires an answer right then and there. And then the introverted part of me is thinking about it. I'm not, spitting it out. I'm not just saying it. The introverted is downloading. And just that, just that amount of pause will cause her to become frustrated because I didn't give her an answer right out. She didn't expect me to be extroverted in my response, but I'm being introverted in my reply because I'm thinking about what I'm going to say so that I'm saying what I need to say correctly, or at least in my world.
So
So before you say something, Tiffany, because Miss Dana says she understands you, Rick, and Ashley said, "Hey, cousins."
hey,
Um,
cousin.
um, Tiffany, when it's time for him to have that that woosah moment, I'll call it that peace, that quiet time. How does it make you feel? Because you be on 100 most of the time.
Right. So, how I wanted to answer that, and what I wanted to say was that's where mastering, like minding your business, really comes into play because we have a responsibility to basically master our spouses or children, whatever that relationship is. Like, it's just coming up with something that works for you too, because everything is not across the board when it comes to relationships. Something may work perfectly fine for this person that works differently for us.
Right.
So just finding that out and what that is, because we were hitting walls. I would do that and you know, he isn't answering me. Like, I don't know, he's thinking, like, so all of that
You
needed
sucking
to
the
be
teeth and
addressed.
all that.
All of that. So that needed to be addressed because we had to find out what worked for us. And what I basically told him, because he's like, read the clues, but everybody can't always read the clues. And if you already know that I'm on 1,000, I can miss a whole lot of clues if I'm not careful, right? So, just him opening up, and this is where communication comes in. Hey babe, give me a second. Let me know. I mean, because if I ask him a question and he's just sitting like this, I don't know if he heard me. I don't know. Like, he needs to respond. Like, even if he doesn't have the answer right then, you have to tell me, like, you, sir, you have a responsibility to help me help you. So,
So let me ask you
so
this,
yes,
because you learn each other through the years,
yes.
and you know certain um, ways that the other person may respond or act or something. Do you take that into consideration? You already know it's going to take him a moment. Do you back up and give him that moment, or you just like, you not communicate with me? I don't know what's going on,
Well, I had to really,
because you learn.
right, learning,
You
but
learn it.
even in that case, if I know that's how he process, like, because it may be a situation where, babe, I really need this information right now, then I have a responsibility to communicate, like, this can't wait, this is like really important, I have to make a decision. So the more information that I can give him, he can respond appropriately. Or if he just don't have an answer, just say that, Tiff, I don't have an answer for you right now, or I just need a minute. Just like tell me I need a minute and I'm good, and I'll pull back. Because naturally I'm a problem solver. He can come to me just, saying,
Women
"Hey,
are.
hey, hey." He can say, "Hey, Tiff, I did this, and this," and I'm automatic, like, trying to figure whatever out. And he may just want me to listen because I'm naturally trying to come up with solving something. So we had to have conversation about this, because this was something we actually dealt with in counseling, you know, and um I lost my train of thought.
Okay, we just gave you a prime example of a extrovert that speaking before they think because they lose their place. But guess what? And this is why we team childs. And I'm gonna use a lot of sports analogies here. So thank you, babe. She just passed the ball to me. So this is where she's speaking, and not really thinking. Where I'm thinking and I'm listening to her. No, you just did.
I'm
Where
thinking.
no, I'm not saying that you're not
It's
thinking.
just
What I'm
my recall
saying,
is
but you're thinking
is
too
different.
fast where you're processing
That wasn't
isn't
always the case.
none. See, but
No, no, listen.
no, I got this phone.
I got this phone.
See, she just took it from me.
So
That's
let me
that
say this.
extroverted.
No, no, no,
That's
for real.
so. Let's go back to the animals. So, anybody familiar with the animals? You got
No,
lion,
nobody
flamingo.
know this.
Yes, they do. I know Ashley does. So, there's a lion, flamingo, turtle, and chameleon. She's a flamingo, probably 80%, 90%. But the lion just came out when she pulled the spoon from me, when she responded to and didn't allow me to finish. The lion jumped in. The lion jumps in when she says, "Yeah, I can do it better than you," or "I think
Right.
I have a better way than you."
No,
Right.
That's another.
I
The
just needed
answer
to
is better.
explain. I needed to explain
Right,
because
that's
no,
the
hold
lion
on, hold
there.
on, hold
But
on.
she did it with a flamingo
No,
flair.
hold on, though.
Mhm,
So, for those that's on the program,
mhm.
I suffered a stroke. So my recall isn't what it used to be. Because I could do all of the things, juggle all of the balls in the air prior to that.
Mhm.
So all I'm saying is my thinking and thought process is different
Okay.
now. It was not always like that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, babe.
So
So what Rick is saying, you might need to slow down a little, so your
probably.
Yeah.
thinking process can catch up to what you're
Okay.
Yes.
saying, and you won't
There
forget
you go. Since you
But it
do know
doesn't
that.
apply to all
everybody.
extroverts. It
Right.
doesn't. So I just
No,
wanted to bring
and
clarity with
anything
that.
that you hear me say is in general. It's not because everybody's individual based on their background, what they've gone through, any traumas, anything that may make you up. It may add to your temperament. It may take away from your temperament. I know for me earlier on, it took away from my temperament. The things that I'm doing now, and this is the funny thing is the things that I was joked about, the things that I was made fun about, are the things that promoted me. the things that I'm leading with, the things that Elohim has put in me, understanding, who you are in the gifts, because that's all these are gifts. So 2 points, and I had to write them down because again, it's coming through me.
Brother Ben said he's like Tiffany.
Oh
He's like
yeah,
Tiff.
yeah, and I'm sure, and that's the other thing. When you get into really understanding it, you can see it on individuals. I'm not saying 100%, but you can tell from a basic foundation that this person is introverted or they're
What am
extroverted.
I? What am I?
What are you? I'm gonna say you're extroverted, but you have and I'm just gonna say in a foundational, basic place. I'm gonna say you're extroverted, but it doesn't
Really?
mean that you're not introverted with certain different things that you may do. So I would just say that. But two examples. Can I finish, baby? Two examples that came that allowed. One was a game changer for us. So, like Tiff says, a lot of times, like for instance, the type of work that I do, um, there is a lot going on. I'm a part of a project team with construction for a major business in the area, which means that soon as I enter the room or the property, this thing's going on in my head. There's things that I have to do. This process I have to handle. That's almost like another family in a sense, because it takes a lot of time. So I might be when I'm in that time zone, I'll get a call from Tiff, and Tiff would just call me and then just would go in. See, we didn't have the spoon on the phone, so I couldn't. So she would just go in and be da 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 da, like that, and I would get frustrated because when I wake up in the morning, I got 1,001 things going on in my head, and then when she gets up, she's hitting me with 1,002 more things. And that would frustrate me because it's like you're putting too much on my plate. I'm trying to think this, I'm trying to remember that. And it can be a positive and a negative, and it has been. And I'm trying to get better at it. But the game changer for us was just from a phone call. Now when she calls me, these words she says, is it a good time? Let me finish that. Is it a good time? And that allows me to say, yes, I can talk to you. No, I can't talk to you. And it's in okay, I got one more. One more.
Wait before
Let me finish one more.
Right.
Write it down if you can't remember it. Write it down. She's getting tools. I'm giving her tools online in real time on how to handle it. So the other
I
thing
can
that was a
hear her
game
now. This
changer.
Bama here.
Listen.
Right, all of that. And and if she uses words y'all don't understand, I'm her interpreter. So do y'all remember that part too?
Trust me,
But
listen.
okay, but let me finish this one because it's right now.
Trust me.
And then
real
the
quick.
other thing
Trust
is
me, let me say this.
okay. This is where understanding as a leader, you can pass the spoon. Go ahead.
I forgot.
Rick, go ahead.
So that write it down, baby. Write it down. So the other thing that has helped us survive our almost 19 years of marriage is Tiff works at night. And what that means is, and I just noticed this, I've noticed it, but I really, really noticed this,
What you like?
that before Tiff leaves, I'm because she'll leave at like
Stop it. Stop.
she'll
Stop it.
leave
Stop
and
it.
I might be I'm
I'm
like
gonna mute
drawn
this
out.
call.
I'm like drawn, tired, late. I mean, I'm ready
Stop
to
it,
fall
Rick.
out. Soon as she get in the car and that door
stop.
closed, I'm being honest. We all family here. I'm being honest.
Oh, okay.
I'm being honest.
Okay.
I get the energy that I do not. I'm up watching TV. I'm up eating popcorn. It's party time.
We having a whole
It's two
party when I
things
go. I promise
because
you.
this is the other thing. I live with two extroverts. Two extroverts. It's like
You
a
mentally
sport.
tired all the
It's
time.
like a sports, and this is another sports. It's like I live with two cheerleaders. and I'm bouncing between the two. If it's just me and Cam in the house,
Y'all cool.
you wouldn't even know we're in the house.
Look at God.
But as soon as this one get up, you know she in
You know I'm
here.
in.
You know when she gone. So again, like I said, for me, those two things, her working at night, I really noticed that my energy, soon as I don't understand, I do understand it, but it happens. And that's where it allows me to have what, and this is funny because my water is sitting on a coaster that says
Peace.
that it allows me to have that.
What
And I
does
honor you.
what does yours say, Tiff?
Honor.
Oh, so
But it's fun. But
Ashley said,
but
Rick. Ashley said,
Uh-huh.
blink if you'll be back. Yeah,
after,
Rick, blink if
She
you'll
said-
be
He
okay.
won't
after
blink
the
'cause he
Okay,
won't be
after that.
okay.
oh, I'm gonna say, if this was
Oh,
some
God.
years ago when we did this, I would say Ashley just punch in 9 and 1 and just get ready to hit the other one. I would say that. But now I'm gonna say, yeah, I might hear something after this show is over, but
You won't hear anything.
okay, y'all hear this on
Uh-huh.
this.
You
Y'all
won't.
didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
But see, again, y'all
You
are
won't.
seeing right now, this is the energy that we have, that in the past we would. I'm gonna tell you how we know God and Elohim is good. How we know Elohim is good. If this happened between us,
I hope they mess.
oh, she would no. We're not talking about the whole day. She would shut down. You wouldn't hear nothing.
She probably
Nothing.
would.
She would be
close
she'd be
y'all
sitting
out.
right here.
No.
She would be
Close
sitting
y'all
right
out.
here right
I
now.
wouldn't even know. No, I promise
She wouldn't
you.
even be saying nothing.
Y'all would see me get
We've
up
been on calls
and leave.
where she would shut down and would not say a word.
Not a thing.
When you know when she's quiet, when you give her 30 seconds, if you ain't heard nothing from Tiff in
Something
30
is
seconds,
wrong.
something wrong.
She heated.
Something wrong. I'm telling you, not just for me.
Yeah.
I'm giving y'all
She's
a
heated.
service note or whatever y'all want to call for the people that deal with her. If she's quiet for 30 seconds, that means something is wrong.
Uh-huh.
That is not true.
And it's generally not often. It's only with me when that happens.
No.
You know.
Look, and don't let her get distracted because she gone then.
Oh, most definitely. So then that's why I know why we're together.
Why?
I know.
Why?
Because we flow together in a way that, again, because she is extroverted and I'm introverted, but we're on the extreme ends of it. And because we're on the extreme ends of it, there are things that we could be dealing with and talking about, and she doesn't like to hear this. We could be talking about the same thing and still not be talking about the same thing.
And that's what
And
communication
there'll be days where we could be butting heads and we can't even understand why we're butting heads. It's just that natural. It's just like the sun and the moon are out at the same time. You know what I mean? It's like water and fire trying to come together. It's in that situation where, yeah, it's balance in a marriage, but we call it harmony. We look for the harmony in our marriage.
And I don't want to jump in. I don't have the spoon right now, but
No.
you know, it is about that balance and harmony, right?
Mhm.
And again, I don't know where this thought in the back of our head comes as far as being perfect, right? And everything, like literally everything, has a positive and negative component to it.
Right. It has to.
And it's so important.
Yes.
Even if you look at the body, right? And how everyone is trying to get rid of inflammation. They want to be inflammation free.
Right.
Well, God never created the body to be inflammation free. You still need inflammation in your body.
Right.
And just like relationships, they weren't meant to be just every day, like no issues, no nothing. Because all of that, like, always bring us back to Elohim, right?
Yes.
And if everything was perfect, we wouldn't need him.
If you could figure it all
Right.
out.
Um, so it was something that I wanted to say around the communication piece
Mhm.
when you were speaking earlier. It's just most of the time, a lot of the issues, if it's just communicated, that is like
That's key communication.
that's the icing on the cake. It's just basically being
Mhm.
able to be open to hear the other and not just because one of the things I used to do all of the time was, and not really listening. I said earlier in the thread that, giving the person grace or, you know, uh, allowing grace in the relationship is so key because we aren't perfect. And um yeah, that's it was something along communication, if I remember it.
Yeah.
I'll write it down, but I'll, also
And I
some of this
appreciate you.
conversation I will have to jump in and out.
So, one of the things, so Brother Ben said he feels I'm an introvert. I think I'm an introvert.
That's what it
Mhm.
was. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Thank you, Ben. That's what I wanted to say because you can generally kind of watch a person and just kind of see how they
Mhm.
flow.
Mhm.
You are very much an introvert. I
Mhm.
just think you have mastered how to flow in between the introvert and extrovert.
And
Um,
it's hard.
yeah,
Mhm.
because I know this for sure. Like you're a seer. And in
Mhm.
order to even be a seer or somebody that speaks with great wisdom and to be a prophet as well, you have to be able to be quiet, observe and listen.
I love quiet.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
I
Like
love being in a space of quiet.
yeah.
I don't like a lot of tension and stuff around
Mm-hmm.
me. And
Yep.
even Adrian said, "Hey,"
Hey
and
Hey,
cousin.
hey, Adrian.
if you think about it, when sometimes when you call me, I just let you go, and
Mm-mm.
then all of a sudden it'll hit you. I didn't even ask you if you had something to do. You sure didn't.
Mhm.
You sure didn't.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
can talk all day long. And I love talking to people like Rick say, Tiff, can we go somewhere where you don't know nobody? And when you're not talking to people, I'm talking to strangers. I'm talking to everybody, right?
And see, it's hard for me to do that.
Um,
For me to, it's hard for me to mingle and talk to people. I kind of, like you have a, a, a uh, uh, say you have a puff that you eat and you got to put cream in it. I'm trying to put some cream in that puff while I'm in front of people. But do I really want to talk? Not really.
I didn't hear we were we were janky over here on this end. Can you
Yeah,
repeat the
you
last thing you
froze.
said? I'm sorry.
I just said, you know how you take a puff, a Danish, not a Danish, but a pastry,
mhm.
and you have the puff, the bread or the dough, and it's baked, and you got to put cream inside of it. Well, the hard part for me is to put the cream inside of it. So when I'm in front of people, it makes it hard for me to have conversation because I really don't know what to say.
Mhm.
And I know y'all probably saying, "Yeah, right," but that's me. So, and the thing of it is, it's funny because even Ashley, when we'll go out, I was like, "Did you say anything?" She's like, "No." I was like, "You didn't say nothing." And even though I'll go speak to them, it's a hard thing. I don't know
Mhm.
if that makes sense. People are sending. I'll see people sending a text. Yeah, she tossed it to everybody. I don't toss
Oh.
it. She's being funny. She's the one. Well, that's
Uh,
Linda.
it's-
I stopped going to the store with her because she was like the president of Willenboro, and she knew everybody. She couldn't just say hi. They had to have these long conversations. I'm
Yes.
like, I'm not going to the store with you anymore because this
Yes,
is
Auntie
ridiculous.
Linda, I get it. Linda, I get it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
mm,
But I'm nice. I think I'm nice, but all that extra stuff is like, just give me peace, you know. I'll stay in my room all day. I'm fine. And so, um, yeah, I think I'm an introvert.
Yeah. And you, so as you're saying this, and for anybody that doesn't know,
You guys should know me by
um,
now. Oh, you,
so one
Wait,
that
we're frozen.
yeah, you were. You go ahead.
Wait a
there's
minute. Are we good?
Right now, yeah.
Okay.
okay.
And it's just starting that way. I mean, it's been good
Yeah,
all
Yeah.
this
that
time. It's just
starting. Oh, okay. So there's so many different tools because I saw in the chat wanting to know
Adrian.
are these things that so there's so
She's
many
introverted.
different temperamented tools that you can do, and these are the things that we um have used and continue to use on it. And it's not just one thing, but always remember these tools that were created, whether they were created by man, Elohim created man. So you find what works for you, but they do not replace Elohim. Remember that. They do not replace him. So one of the things, love languages, and I'm not going to get deep into that, but that's also something that we lean on to better understand how we deal with each other. Another thing that I was saying, we're talking about introvert, extrovert. We're talking about the four temperaments, which is all interacting and intertwined, but it's still how were you brought up. So one of the
Right.
issues that Tiff and I had before we really realized and it was brought up was how she was raised and how I was raised. So for instance, her father, so she's uh of four children, she's the only girl.
Girl.
So her father wanted her to be self-sufficient. He wanted her to be able to do the things that basically a man could do. And he taught her these
And
things.
there's nothing that I cannot do.
Okay.
Nothing. Literally.
But pause. So 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 what I realized later on in years was I was fighting against that because as the man, as the leader, what I realized and understood was she would try, and this is what I would tell her: you can't be the king and the queen. You can't always jump in and say, let's do it this way or don't do it that way when it's something that I'm responsible for. Even if I'm not doing it right, even if I might make a mistake, unless it's going to take me out of this world
Or take me
or
out.
take her out of this world or it's going to hurt. Sometimes we as men that are leading, our women need to let us fall or let us have to make an adjustment or just instead of us going in a straight line, maybe go in a little curve and then come back. Allow us to do that. So one of the things I was fighting against was not only her strong temperament,
Very
her
strong.
temperament that was
Hey, she
opposite to
said very
mine.
strong.
Oh, I co-sign on that. But also I was fighting the how she was raised. I was
Mm.
I was having to deal with that to the point where I couldn't make a decision or I couldn't say things or I couldn't bring things up without her challenging it because she was taught to be self-sufficient. But now, your father, I'm talking about her earthly father, passed you to me. You're my responsibility. And it doesn't mean that she doesn't have a say. It doesn't mean that
It
we're not
sure
leading
don't.
together.
It
Let's not
means
Because
get that
don't get
those
twisted.
that
layers got to
twisted.
be pulled back.
Exactly. You
Let's
gotta
not get
you
that
gotta
twisted.
prune. You gotta take some of the stuff that's not good for us becoming one.
Yeah. So
And that's what this really is all about.
right. So
But
so
but
what
but
she
okay.
what she was what she needed to be before. And so she needed to transition into not needing to
Mhm.
be that anymore and relying more
Yes.
on you, and
Yes.
respecting the fact that you do have something to offer, that she don't have to do
Mhm.
everything, and she's not the
Yes.
smartest one, because just like she said, and literally everything.
Yeah, she's not the smartest one. She's not the best driver. She's not the best cook. She so on and so forth. All of these things, and these are things that as I joke about it, these are things that and I guarantee anybody on this chat probably can relate to. Let's just go to driving.
Oh Lord. Here we back
Driving.
at driving
I
again.
drive probably, I'm gonna say 99% of the time when it's us.
No, 99.9%
Percent
of
of
the
the time
time.
when it's us. And when I drive, it's like you might as well be sitting on my lap.
Stop.
You might be
No,
sitting
no.
on my lap.
No.
You might as well
No.
be turning the having
No.
the I might as well put
It's
a
not
steering
like that
wheel on the other
anymore.
side. And I like I said, these are things I talk about
I had
that have
worked
gotten
on that.
better.
That was in the beginning.
But for the live,
Absolutely.
it's an example of understanding the transition. That's why self-carecation is so important, not only just for who attends, but for us, because we're still in the process of elevating. We're still in the process of pruning. We're still in the process of understanding who we are, and we're in the process of serving. We're still doing all of these things as we're growing. If you stop, like water, if water sits for a period of time, it becomes stagnant and starts to stink and becomes germs and all of those things.
Rapidly.
So you got to keep moving. You got to keep your mind going. And like Tiff said earlier, if we were perfect, if we did all the right things, then we would feel like we wouldn't have no need for Elohim. We wouldn't have a meaning and a purpose. We would just be getting up to be either what we think we want to be, but really, who has He created us to be?
And it's basically asking every day, how is God requiring me to how would God want me to steward the personality that He gave me? Because we have a responsibility to steward that. So sitting in that posture, I am who I am. That statement alone is saying I don't have to change.
Right.
We are who we are, but we still need to work on ourselves.
Right.
How God lead us to work on those things.
Yeah. And that's a whole nother conversation right there, because there's so many things that pertain to what you just said. We don't have time for that part, but there is so many things in there. I left up there what Ashley has said. Now, not in when I look at my two daughters, Ashley is the introvert. Adrian is the extrovert with introvert uh, key or
tendency
parts to her.
Yeah.
She's not one that likes to really meet new people because she got to say something, but she's the one that has all the friends, and they love her and they're excited when she come around. And now Ashley, I think she's just getting to the place because she could care less about a friend, and speaking to people. But the ones that she does speak to and comes become into a relationship with, they love her. But both of them are like Ashley. She's just introverted all the way around. And the interesting thing is, she's a counselor, or I'm saying a counselor. She's more than a counselor, but she's works with people every day, couples, married couples, you know.
And that's good because, and that's good if I can jump in, because she's aware and she's watching. So I would prefer an introvert therapist or counselor any day over somebody that's extrovert because it's just so different. So I can really see her moving in that space very well, very, very, very well.
And she does. She
Mm-hmm.
does move in that space very well. She said she wants friends, but I put it up. I left it up there because she said I'm absolutely an introvert with anxiety, and it's crazy in my brain and stressful situation. That we got to. That's another conversation because that's a whole lot going on, with that.
And I say this too, and introverts do want friends. They want friends. But what I find with a lot of introverts is um is going to require is going to require you to take that first step of extrovertness, because if you are introvert, a lot of times being an introvert, you aren't going to see them all like this. Most introverts are like real calm and just
That's me.
so. If someone wants to approach you, a lot of times they're not going to approach you because you don't look approachable. So
When we go to school events, and she'll come back and say, "Mom, you be proud of me. I spoke to so and so." Because I'm like, "Did you speak to anybody? Did you get to know anybody?"
and I
But
love, the fact that she is exercising that part of her extrovertness. So as she continues to, and like it takes work on both sides. It takes work, and just it's just you
Yeah.
know.
And can I add, because everything that
yeah,
Ashley is saying is me. And one of the things, like I
okay.
said, as going through this journey is that to become extroverted or to know how to navigate through being extroverted after it started with understanding what is my foundation. That's what I'm going to tell everyone. Start and get the foundation. Find out. Use these different tools and find out what are you foundationally, and then that allows you to be able to move. Because if I didn't, through uh, doing some of the tools that I received in many different areas that all came together and confirmed that you can navigate through these four different temperaments, then I wouldn't try to navigate through them. So one of the things
What you
I'll
mean?
say, so when it said that I'm not only introverted, but
Mm-hmm.
also have, and I'll just do the disc assessment. It says that I am naturally, foundationally, I'm a turtle and a chameleon, or a chameleon and a turtle, and it's a percentage. But it also had a high number of what is the other one? Flamingo, extroverted. So there was a high number for flamingo and then a low number in the lion. Really, the only time the lion comes out of me is when I get pushed,
You may
when
want
you ruffle my feathers, when you challenge me. The lion number goes up.
they don't they like
Okay.
this was something that was created. So
Yeah, yeah.
I would probably use these. I'm sorry, you guys.
No, but see, this is again, this is how I'm explaining it and keeping it basic, simple, and plain for those that understand it. Those, because this is where the enemy would stop us. The enemy would say, people don't want to hear this. People have heard it. People, my thing is, and this is what I had to continue to understand is, if I show up and only one person gets it, then I've done what Elohim has created me to do. It doesn't have to be 30, doesn't have to be 40. Some will get it, and if they don't get it, ask questions. But what I'm doing and what I'm saying is, the animals, just in a basics, and keeping it simplistic, I'm just saying that because those are high in me, and me knowing that says that, hey, you can do this. You can navigate through
So
that.
it's confidence, just an area
Right.
of confidence.
Thank you. It's confidence.
Yeah,
It's saying,
an area.
okay, so now what do you do? So in order for me to become extroverted or more extroverted in the gifts that Elohim has given me, I got the perfect extrovert right next to me. Everything that I see her do, is what I want to be. But you got to know how to handle it. Because I could come in and I could be get up in the morning and cut, do all these different things. I'm just saying, I'm just giving you from an extroverted standpoint. I could be those things, and it's not saying it's good or bad. What I'm saying is you have to understand the gift. And if you don't understand the gift, you can overuse it. I could be more extroverted and be offensive. I could be more extroverted and say I'm doing too much. I mean, right now we're going over an hour, and I could speak for an hour as an introvert that understands that I'm an extrovert. But am I saying the things only because Elohim is using me to say these things? That's why I can speak for an hour, and I can say some of the things that I'm saying now.
Okay, what I wanted to share, I wasn't correcting you from using the animals, but what I'm saying is we are on a global platform right here, right? So it's people all over the country. So a whole lot of people are not privy to the animal thing. So all I'm asking you is, if you reference turtle, also say turtle or phlegmatic, so that they can go ahead and look that stuff up. Just like how we may use the word Yahweh or Elohim, if people don't know the Hebrew language, then they may not understand what you're saying. So all I'm asking, and plus it'll help me as well, if you reference the turtle or the chameleon, if you can also say chameleon or the melancholy. That's all I was asking you to do, is just, if you're going to use the animal, just use the other scientific based word that you were going to use. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
You look just like Cam when he just did that.
No, and it's not it. So that's where again the differences in us come when I may be doing something. Again, I'm flowing in it. So to go to the scientific and so on and so forth, or to connect it, I'm not in that realm at that point in time, or that zone. I hear what she's saying, but again, if I allowed every point or everything that I think someone wants to hear, it would stop me from doing what I should be doing, how I'm flowing. And again, a lot of this is wisdom for me. It's what I'm receiving, and then what I'm passing out. So the last thing I'll say, I know we're over now. The last thing I'll say is, okay, the question from, why do introverted people?
I understood what Tiffany was saying, though. I understood.
Airways defensive. I don't.
So Ben, in your question, you said why do introverted people? Did you mean to say why do introverted people always?
I guess always get defensive.
So that's a question for me.
You the introverted one. You the best one to ask.
So I'm gonna ask Brother Ben,
because Ben,
no,
that's a good question.
It's a good question, but I'm gonna ask Brother Ben the question, and I guarantee you, what he's asking me,
ask me and
what he's asking me, he'll get the answer. Are you introverted or extroverted?
He's extroverted. He already said that earlier in the chat.
So you just answered your own question.
No.
So
that I'm being honest with
answered. That's my answer. Extroverted person may feel, and I'm not saying all extroverted ones, just the ones that receive that I'm being defensive. No, it's called defending the position of what I said. I have no other reason for saying what I said.
I get you, Ben, because a lot of introverted people get offended a little bit more, like because it's almost like y'all can be so uptight, and I'm like, just loosen up.
Let me say this, Miss Introvert. I mean, not extrovert. And
that's coming from
Miss Extrovert. Okay, go ahead.
Let me say this. A lot of times it's your presentation. And in the presentation,
touchdown,
you make people think that they don't know what they're talking about. And so people
Touchdown.
respond the way they respond. You know me and
There
you.
you
I'm
go.
like, Tiffany, I'm not going there with you. You know, and
Fire.
and you know,
Fire.
out
You break it
out.
down.
I know
See?
real good
You
right
break it
now.
Fire. Fire.
And or
And can I say this on here real quick? It goes back to the peace thing. So when I tell Tiff that I don't want to talk about it right now, or can we table this? Why you running? Why you don't want to talk about it? So now we done went from a temperament to challenging my manhood. Yes.
Let me say
Why
this.
you running? Oh.
Okay, no.
And
I'm not
this,
saying
and this
I
the
have not
last
said
thing
that.
I'm gonna say. We got to come back. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. Game tape, y'all. Game tape. Whoever's in your circle, whoever you deal with, Brother Ben, whoever you deal with, you got game tape on them. You know what they're gonna do before they say it, but our flesh doesn't receive that game tape sometimes. I already know how Tiff is gonna respond. After some of the stuff I said, I can see the fire. I can feel the heat coming. It's game tape.
That'll be
And
unfair because she already said it wasn't gonna be none. So that would be unfair, Tiff.
Fair.
So
Oh yeah, no.
check it.
Look, I'm a person of my word. Listen.
Okay.
So
I'm a person of my word.
9-1, please. 9-1. For the other one.
I'm a person of my word. If I say like this is not gonna be a problem after we get off this call, I promise you. It won't.
What you think, Aniel?
It won't be a problem. It won't. We're gonna have an
So,
amazing
so,
today.
so
Look,
you're not gonna
she's
say nothing to me about it? You're not gonna ask me anything after this?
No.
Okay. All right.
Mm-mm.
Y'all heard that.
Right. Yeah. So Ben said, Tiff, yes, I learned it's not the way we say it, it's how we say things. Yeah. So so basically it's not what I'm saying is how I say it.
How you present it.
Is what the issue has been concerning Rick and I.
Yeah.
So
I'll agree
Then he
with
said that in the
Thank you
beginning.
for that. Yeah, thank you for that, Aniel, because that definitely would put me up on my soapbox. It's how it's not what
we
she's
need
saying.
Yahweh's word 911.
It's how she's saying it. And this is the other thing, and I got this, like I said, this came from our business coach, is take the emotion out of it.
And that's a key thing because we as a people as whole operate in our emotions a lot, and it causes us to be out of balance. There's an imbalance and there's an out of balance that comes because we respond through our emotions. And I'm personally not the relationship Tiffany and I have. There's sometimes I'm like, "You done now?" And she's like, okay, because that's her temperament, but it's not mine.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not going there. You're not going to get me to bend and say uncle because of what you think.
You're running. I'm going to ask, has she ever said that to you on the air? Why you running? Because you want to get off the phone. Why you running?
No, listen, I have said that in the past. I do not always say that you're running, but for real, in all honesty,
yes, but
if you're not careful, you can use that as a crutch.
What crutch? You say we use what as a crutch?
You could use, I don't want to talk about it and all of that.
No,
as a crutch. So it is very important to. I'm trying to give my wording and what I'm trying to say. We know when our thing is, it would be like, you may say something like, I don't want to talk about this right now, or, or something like that. So that was a problem because we wouldn't revisit it until years or months down the road when this resurfaces again. So now what we do, it's okay to put a pin in it. It's okay to revisit it or table it.
Oh yeah.
But with a date. Give me a couple of days. Let's revisit this next week or something like that. Because not not resolving it or putting a
resolution.
period behind it or like something, that's going to continue to linger and be a problem.
Right.
So that's how we got past that, because I only said, are you running because said thing would come back up and he'll be like, I don't want to talk about this right now. No, sir, we need to have the hard conversations. Yes, as an introvert, you only want peace, but that's not reality. Like everything isn't peaceful. So with that being said, that's why I would say running, because earlier on, that was one of the default settings for you.
Earlier on.
I made sure that I said earlier on.
I'm just emphasizing.
I made sure that I said earlier on, because that was one of the issues we had. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, which was a default, which was running for real. Like for real, honestly.
So can I say this? Be honest.
It was.
I might have been running, but
you just didn't know you were running.
No. I didn't know. No, I didn't know.
Oh, you did.
I knew I was running. Why? Because peace was becoming or would be unpeaceful.
Right. And what we said.
Now I'm not talking about in her. I'm talking about in me.
Right.
Because she may push buttons. She may say things. She's trying to force me to have a conversation that, in essence, is not is causing me to become unpeaceful, or could be. And I'm gonna say this. This is my last thing, and I keep saying the last thing. This is my last thing. I'm a firm believer. Now I say firm believer. I'm just guessing that if you took a poll on what temperaments are incarcerated, you and have serious offenses, you will probably find that a lot of them are probably introverted. And I'm just saying this.
Did you look this up?
No. What did you just hear me say?
I'm gonna look this up because I'm really curious.
And it's probably not a poll or anything or information,
but I'm gonna check
the reason why I'm saying that is because if you don't understand who you are, and if you are an extroverted person and you dealing with situations, people, so on and so forth, and someone keeps pushing you, and they don't, allow you to have that peace or that space or that place, you may go off. You may do things that you may regret. You may say things that you can't take back.
So what did you say?
So no, what I'm saying is, because I understand who I am, that when I say, can we table it? Or when I say, give me some time, or when I say that I'm not ready to talk about that now. It's not saying that I'm running from it. It's what it's saying is I don't want it to go from peaceful to unpeaceful.
But
what it's saying is back up.
It's saying back up.
I'm just being honest.
But I do want to say this too is, that's part of the journey. That's part of the journey in our relationship and in our marriage. Yeah. Like uncomfortable things will come up. So right. So
yeah. And we made almost 19 years off of everything that we're sitting there talking about. So it hasn't become a problem. It's just an understanding of it for us to understand it.
But it's very important to take those things to Elohim, because now the question should be, this here has come up. How should I deal? Is there any truth in what's right here on the table? Because it's very important. This is how you get true growth, is like going deeper. That's what Auntie and Minister Wanda was saying, was you have to go deeper. Like you have to go deeper spiritually, because those things will be revealed. Like God sometimes put people in your life or have situations to come up to actually challenge your peace.
Oh yeah.
And what I'm saying is, it's not going to always be peaceful. So
No.
when you feel unsettled, when you feel that ickiness inside,
Mm-hmm.
go deeper and find out why you're feeling that ickiness, because that may be something since since we are being
Mm-hmm.
that a little bit more into that and mind my business, which
Mm-hmm.
concerns me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because what I find for me personally, if it's something icky or unsettledness that I feel, a lot of times that's God shining a light on that area. Like, Tiff, you need to look at that. We need to go a little bit deeper in that. Matter of fact, like, that's how I grew so much. Like, I had a roommate who challenged me on so many areas because I had OCD real bad, to the point where it controlled my entire life. Like, you walk in my kitchen, like it was white glove. You can come in my house, it always smelled like bleach, and you can literally take a white glove and go through my whole entire house. Even to my cabinets in my kitchen, the stuff was lined up so strategically where it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
If I woke up one morning, opened my cabinet, and one of the cups not lined up, my whole entire day is messed up.
My whole entire day is not messed up, but it's got to be right.
No, mine
And
was messed up
yeah,
earlier.
only because I've learned
Mm-hmm.
how not to allow those things to consume my day.
But I
You know,
also want to say that the
and then that's
roommate,
gonna be we're gonna put a pin
yes,
in it
yes,
after that.
the roommate that
Yes.
God gave me in that season allow a lot of that stuff to drop off of me, where it's now balanced. Like a cup, like that doesn't consume my day anymore. But what I'm saying is, if I sat in that and was like, you know,
Somebody put that cup in there, didn't
right,
put it
like
right, wasn't
I
considerate.
had to address that in my say. But
Yeah. And I
But
know.
is that I don't know if that has anything to do with being an introvert or extrovert.
Right.
I do think it's a part of our personality,
Mm-hmm.
and growing how you grew up, and so yes, things had to be just right for me, and he will allow people to come into your life to break that up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it probably in the eyesight of the father is probably like you just doing too much. But to make me happy, when I see everything like it's supposed to be, I'm just as happy. It's like, yes. And so I do get that part. And thank you, you guys. Ben said, and they can speak to that as far as having marriage counseling.
oh
You
yeah.
guys have never been, you're not afraid of it. And
Mm-mm.
so
No.
that
No.
is something that if anybody's listening, that you don't feel like you don't want anybody in your business or anything like that, then you need to find somebody you can really trust, because you don't want to end your marriage over these are little things to the Father, and they're
Exactly.
big to us because we have to face them, and we have to come to grips with our own self in a lot of these areas. And so it's just easy sometimes to say, that's it, I'm out. But that's not the case. That's not
Yeah.
how it should be. And we
Yeah.
have too many marriages ending because of it, because you never learn through communication and experience how to deal with how the other person is. And it can be hard until you realize it is not your place to put anybody in the place. It's Yahweh's. And when you
Yes.
begin to look at yourself
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and allow him to work on you, love begins to ooze out. And so then it's the love that carries you through
Yeah.
and carries you on. And that doesn't mean you won't be in love all the time. But what it means is that the love of the Father will overshadow, not shadow, that's probably the wrong word, but it'll begin to make the other person, that thing that nags you the most,
Mm-hmm.
it'll either change or you'll change.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And what Brother Ben said about marriage counseling, that's exactly what helped Tiff and I to get to where we are now. That's what gave us even more of a foundation with temperaments because of the marriage counsel that we had. The only thing that I would say to anyone that seeks marriage counseling is that make sure that they're faith based. Make sure that they're, that they understand and believe. That makes a big difference in what you receive and what you need in order to get to. Because again, it's, we can talk about introvert, extrovert, sanguine, phlegmatic, turtle, lion, all of those things. It still starts with Elohim. It still is spiritual. What is your meaning and purpose for becoming one or wanting to become one? And are you in a place where you can remove some of the things that you believe made you an individual? But again, for us, marriage counseling, um, retreats, interacting with other couples that are doing, having examples. Our in-laws, which are my in-laws, have been married for 58 years. They're such an example. My father-in-law is an example for me as a man, and they're an example for us as a couple, as a marriage, and that's another form of marriage counseling. So that is the last thing, that I'll share. But again, plug, come to the self-care cation. You'll get to see that 58 years, other years of marriage, and into the singles that want to attend. How do you know what a good relationship is, or what positives and negatives look like in a relationship if you're not around it? So that's the other beauty of coming and being a part of that, because not only is it faith, fun, and food, you're going to get wisdom, knowledge, and experience in real time.
Yeah. And my granddaughter, Sanaya, the oldest one, she just says she's an ominous.
Hey, Sanaya.
Hey,
And I love that.
yes.
Yeah. So thank you guys. September, say the dates, say the
Sep-
dates.
It's September 25th through the 27th.
You don't want to miss it. If you're able,
Yeah.
you would want to be there. So, and it's a self care station.
Yes.
Cation. Cation.
Station.
Self-carecation.
Yeah. It's self-care and a vacation.
After 3 years, you think I would know how to say it. I still want to say staycation.
Uh,
So, listen, you guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for giving us more wisdom and knowledge on how you two could probably help other couples and how to survive a marriage when you two going two directions. You got to bring them to the same direction,
It's very important.
yes. Yes.
because there's a bigger goal than being angry and aggravated all the time because you don't understand each other.
Oh,
You're missing out on what the benefits is in life for you. So as you go about your day, I want to say have an amazing day. Ben already gave us the benediction. So every listen, those that are still on, thank you for being here. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.